All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your brother Asare back with another one. Um, yeah, man. Peace to the true and living. Who the true and living? You know what I'm saying? You watching this? You are the true and living. Appreciate you tuning in. Nice to meet you. You see what I'm saying? Um, Peace to the gods, young gods, to the elder gods, and all parties in between. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. We back into these 48 laws of power. At this point, we're at the ninth law, or 9 out of 48. So we're kind of chopping them down. This one goes into this one is win through your actions, never through argument. Now, with that one, we're gonna correlate that to what we call in True Master Volume 2, the language of situations. Now, I always separate the language between, you know, the experiential and true master. In the experiential, what I'm calling the language of situations, he just calls patterns. I'm just kind of just specifying it a little bit as far as the language of being a little bit more specific. That's about it. Language of situations or what have you. Just kind of stating that it's a language. It's a part of a feedback loop. You see what I'm saying? The situations that we go through, the places that we find ourselves, the people that we encounter, the subconscious choice of words of the people that we encounter, our own subconscious choice of words. All of that is a feedback loop. All of that is a part of a feedback loop that ends with the observer. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we get into. So let's get into this a little bit. When we get into Robert Greene suggests that words are less concrete and believable than actions, which we know to be true. Choices of words and tone of voice can offend people, right? Tactfulness and charisma and all that, those are talents and gifts. You see what I'm saying? Being tactful, being able to convey a message and communicate effectively, that's a talent and a gift, while actions show and prove independent of explanation. So a lot of actions, a lot of things, what's understood don't need to be explained. You see what I'm saying? As it's said many times, a lot of times actions don't need explanations or whatever. They hold more weight. Now we're gonna get into from a TM perspective, kind of why we view that from that perspective. Okay, from a TM perspective, both word and action are languages. We talk about the language of situations, like we just talked about. However, actions engage more of the nervous system. Actions engage more of the nervous system. Actions make more profound impacts on the psyche of others with tangible symbols, right? All right. So when we say an action, an individual action is a symbol, but a string of actions that may be strung into an event or what have you, that would constitute a pattern, however it may go. That can potentially be layered on top of other existing memories and or pathways. So let's say actions or what have you, and the symbols that comprise the action or whatever case may be, it may be something that's layered on top of existing trauma or existing memories and everything like that or whatever. If I make one action, it might be five people in this room or whatever case may be. They may perceive that action in five different ways. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so an example of this is let's say your girlfriend has fond memories at the beach with her grandparents as a child. Let's say you take her to the beach and propose to marry her. The proposal is building on top of the fond memories from the childhood experience or what have you. So that's one thing. So that might make that proposal a little bit more of a special moment for her because it corresponds to the whole memory that she had with her grandparents or what have you. Let's say hypothetically or whatever, she might have had some trauma or something, and you brought her into a situation with good intentions or an amusement park, and she's scared of clowns or something like that. You see what I'm saying? That might not turn out as favorably. So that might be a bad experience for that person or whatever. Not because of nothing, not because of you as a person, but because of the symbolic representation of clowns and what they represent to her in her mind. So, structures built on words alone seldom go as far as structures made of nodes, balance points of decisive action executed one by one to get a desired outcome, right? Um, let's see. Yeah. So in TM, this kind of separates it from the law of attraction and all that or whatever. In TM, you got to do something. You see what I'm saying? At TM, we ain't meditating all day. We ain't sitting down visualizing, and that's it. Don't get me wrong. There's an emphasis on alignment. So whatever else you do, you see what I'm saying? That's fine. You see what I'm saying? Vision boards, visualizing, whatever it is that you do, that's fine or whatever case may be. But it's in alignment with actual physical action. You see what I'm saying? This is sort of like a middle path type thing. But you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So remember, it was a previous video we were talking about um, courting attention and everything like that. And my first response to that was you build a structure that would facilitate gaining more attention. So if you're faced with some sort of task, you build a structure to address that task, whatever the case may be. But it entails you doing something. You have to do something. You see what I'm saying? Um, Oftentimes when you actually set out to do something, when you set out to like build a structure and accomplish a project or whatever case may be, once you get the structure in place or whatever, a lot of times the task is not as difficult as you may have initially thought or whatever case may be. And it may look daunting or whatever case may be, but once you put the little pieces together, get all the necessary people involved that you need to get involved or whatever case may be, and kind of build it how you need to build it or whatever, you'll be surprised what you can accomplish. And that is especially for my young people, man. If you're trying to do something, man, put your thing together and get rocking. Okay, so let's see here. Structures are built of words. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay, actions are patterns, right? So whenever we dealing with patterns, you see what I'm saying? An action can be individual action can be a symbol, or a series of actions would be a pattern, okay, which are related to principles or themes. Same themes in astrology, same themes that talk, what I'm saying, using that same idea or whatever case may be. Personally, I think that when we talk about Plato's theory of forms and stuff like that, the idea of forms don't really work that well, but the idea of themes, that kind of works. You see what I'm saying? But that may be another topic for another video. Okay, so ask yourself, what is the overall theme behind this person's actions in a given situation? Loyalty, sabotage, charity, etc., despite what they say. Because see, that's the thing. In True Master, it's an emphasis on alignment, kind of having your words and your actions kind of line up and stuff like that. But words and actions of people don't always line up. So the actions carry, more weight than what a person might say. Discern the theme. When if you're around somebody or whatever, and they telling you one thing or whatever case may be, observe their actions and see the theme behind all of their actions, and not just with you. See how they treat their mama. See how they treat their homeboys. See how they treat their work colleagues or whatever the case may be. See how they treat various different people and see the theme behind their actions or whatever, because they're not going to treat you much different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There ain't no miracle in heaven that's going to make them treat you differently. If they swindling everybody else, there ain't no miracle in heaven that's going to make them treat you, not swindle you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, let's see here. The appropriate actions go farther and are more honorable to the reputation of the self than are words, right? In True Master, there's an effort to effort of alignment so that words and actions are in sync. Okay, so yeah, actions go further for the reputation of the person. Actions go further for the reputation of the person or whatever case may be, because people judge you by what you do. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people say a lot of things or whatever case may be, but people judge you more so by what you do, and that contributes to your reputation and your name and all this kind of stuff like that. And another interesting aspect of this, when we talk about actions and everything like that, and we talking about the relationship with self is right neck and neck with your relationship with God. Whenever you do something that you know you ain't supposed to do, you know you did it. You see what I'm saying? You know you did it. You can lie to anybody. You can lie to me, anybody else, whatever case may be, but you know you did it. So um you know why you did it. You know what I'm saying? So, ultimately, you're the person who judges you and stuff like that. And remember, we say your relationship with self is next to your relationship with God. Remember, your self-esteem is linked to your spirituality. So how you feel about yourself, the things that you do and that you do, or whatever case may be, the self um, puts people in your life, generates situations and circumstances as a result of some of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Um, I can't say like nice and neat like karma. I don't want to get into all that or whatever the case may be, but the situations and things that you run into, the difficulties, a lot of things that we run into or whatever, they reflect how we feel about ourselves and everything like that. So that's a thing, and that's always something to remember when we talk about um, the relationship with self, honoring self, and what I'm saying, considering the whole God mindset or whatever case may be. Um, you see what you see. There's no angels standing over your shoulders, counting how many times that you pray. You know what you do. You know what you were supposed to do. You know what you didn't do. You know why you didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? And yourself holds self accountable for that. So that's just that's kind of what I had today. So that's just kind of going over the gravity of the idea of actions versus words. I think Richard, excuse me, well, I keep want to call the man Richard Greene, but Robert Greene, I think he lays it down pretty good, and in his book, some of the stuff he goes into, we're just giving you a little bit of a contrast from the TM perspective. So that's pretty much all I had today, man. Peace to the guys. You know what I'm saying? Peace to my young guys. Peace to the elder guys and all parties in between, man. Thank y'all for checking me out. Peace and blessings, man.